Today we are going to show our all records which we have inserted in our database. So now when you refresh the page, when you access the controller, it's just showing you a form which you have created, which we have created. So now what are the data which we have inserted inside our table? So here is your 4 fields, and you can go to your controller, which is CRUD. Make sure we have a single controller named CRUD. So you are validating either it's the Ajax request or someone accessing this method from the URL. So go to your main controller, means index method. You can call your model. Which model? I'm saying mod CRUD, and I'm saying get all records, and I'm storing this informations in the associative array all records, and I can pass this in the second parameters. So I'm passing this data which is coming from the model, and I'm sending this data inside the associative array, and I'm going to access the data using this key. So it's a basic. So go to your model and create the method public function, and I'm saying this method, and I'm not sending some argument from the controller, so that's why we are not receiving. So this is the return field, and I'm saying this db, I'm saying get where, or I'm saying just get the results, get the all results. So I'm saying students. Okay, so it should return the all data. Once you return the all data, I am going to access this data in the home controller. So home view. So go to your home view, and I'm saying, so this is the section. You can create the table, and I'm saying border equals to 1, and I'm saying that th name email, and I'm saying you cannot show the passwords here. I'm saying date, and I'm saying okay, it's enough. So I'm saying that if the record is exist, if we have some records, do something, otherwise do something. Okay, if we have record, because we are sending the records inside the associative array, so we must access the records using this. So if we have records, do something, otherwise do something. So here is your else. And if so, now your records here, or you can say the data is not exist, whatever, data not exist. Okay, so if the record is exist, call the for each loop. So now you have your for each loop, and I'm saying int for each loop. So I can say all records, and I'm saying give me the record in the objects form. So that's why I'm using the result. If you want to records in the array form, you can use the result array. Okay, so now I'm saying please bring me the result in the object, and I'm saying as student std. So I can say tr, and I'm receiving these values inside here. So I'm saying std name, just copy and paste these bad boys, Okay, Control D, copy paste, copy paste. We have 3 values, that's why this is the name and this is the std email, and I'm saying this is the date. Okay, so now go to your record or go to your home controller, or sorry, home, not home, CRUD controller, refresh the page. So now it should say these are the fields. You can set some BR. Okay, here is your some BRs. We are breaking the rules. So you have we are adding our records like this, and you can say please bring me the record in the descending order. So you can say this db, and I'm saying order by desc. First parameter is the column name, and second parameter either you are receiving the descending or ascending or the random order. So I am saying std stid order by stid. So go to your, because here is your st means student id. So now go to your CRUD controller, refresh the page. So now you have your data in the descending order. So you have fetched your data. So how can you show your data whenever someone access or someone add these values? Okay, so now hit the submit button. So you are submitting, you are adding a new user, refresh the page. So now you have the 5th user which we have just inserted. So how can you show dynamically? So first of all, you have to go, you can go to your custom.js file. You can create your when you have successfully added your data, you can create a variable like my var or whatever you want to keep the name of your variables. I'm saying my var, make sure it's an empty variable, so it's tricky, consider this. Okay, so now you have to, you are adding your data inside here. I'm saying please, whenever you call this method which is available in the mod home, please bring me the last inserted id. So I'm saying this db last id. So return, so we are returning the last id. Insert id, insert id or the last id. Insert id, I think insert id. So now we are returning the id which is the integer. So you can say please, if is integer, so if the value is integer which is returned from your call of this method, type you have successfully added your students, otherwise you can say you cannot add your student. So type something. I'm saying hina at hotmail.com, kk password, hit the submit button. It's saying you have successfully added your student. So now you are returning an integer. So once you returns, or once you are returning the integer, you can pass this integer, you can access, first of all you can you can echo this out. So go to your CRUD controllers, hit the submit button. So now it's saying 7th id. So you can call, you can create another method this db, sorry, not db, I am calling the model this CRUD get last record and pass the id in here. So now go to your controller and create a method. Create a method. We are sending the id, so we can receive the id here, stid here, and you can say bring me the record this db, and I'm saying this db get where it takes two parameters. One is table's name, second is associative array, and I'm saying where student id equals to this in the students table. So bring me the result. So now you can have the value, I'm saying last record, so you can check your last record like this in the if condition. Make sure in the if condition I'm saying if the record is last record num rows equals to 1, so echo works, otherwise just say not works. Make sure go to your CRUD controller, hit the submit button, so it's saying works. So now you have it's working fine, so you can receive, so you are receiving the last record, and you can say please, oh sorry, echo, make sure JSON encode method, and you can say result array. Why we are doing this? Because we are saying that bring me the record as a associative array. Okay, so you can call this method inside here, please give me the result using associative array, because we are chaining here, or if you can, because you can, we are chaining here, so that's why we are doing this. So you can also do like this. So we are so now we are fetching the result as a associative array. So now once we have associative array, we are converting that associative array into the JSON format. So now you have the JSON format, and you can now echo or console log. We are echoing, or we are showing our data inside the console. So go to your CRUD operations, hit the submit button. Okay, it's saying 500 internal error. Why it's saying 500 internal error? Go to your page, I'm saying result array. So first of all, because we are receiving the associative array here, not the object, so now you should check here, because we are receiving the associative array here. So I'm saying now count equals to, because it's the count, you can check your array inside the count, the array length. So now go to your form, submit the form. It should say now you are fetching your data using the JSON format. Okay, so once you have a JSON format, so it's a JSON format, so how can you convert this format at the JS section? So here is your JS section, so you can convert this sections by calling a JSON parse. So here is your data. You can say JSON dot parse. So you can parse the data here, and now you have the JSON data. You can keep this data inside a variable's name converted. Okay, so now you can show your data in the console section here. Okay, go to your data, refresh the page, because we have just changed the jQuery code, so that's why we are refreshing. So now you can write something. I'm saying hina@hotmail.com kk submit. So now you are receiving an object. So because it's in the array form, so in the 0 index you have a object. So how can you fetch this data? I'm saying please my data. I'm saying tr. I'm writing my tr here. Okay, so now I'm saying here is my tr, my var. Just a second, I will explain you further. And I'm saying this is my data, and I'm saying var, this is my td, and td close. So now once you have a converted JSON data, you have parsed, because we are parsing our JSON, because we are receiving the data using the associative array from the controller. So here is your associative array. We are converting our associative array into the JSON format, and we are parsing our data in using the JSON.parse method, so which is available in the jQuery sections. So now we are receiving the data in the array. So you can see here is your array length 0, and so this is the array and this is the object. So in the 0 index you have your whole object. So now I can say okay, I can say that in the 0 section means we are accessing the index 0, and I'm saying std name, st name. Okay, so copy this and paste here. We are saying that this is the email, and we are saying this is the password, not password, date. So we are adding all of our HTML content with our dynamic content inside our variables. So now how can you set append this variables? I'm saying find the, you can keep your class, you can give the class name of your table. I'm saying my tables. So go to your jQuery section and you can access by calling the dot, because it's a class, and I'm saying dot append, and you can pass your variables, this variables here. So now go to your CRUD controller, refresh the page, because we have changed our jQuery code, so that's why we are refreshing. I'm saying that Alex, I'm saying Alex at hotmail.com, password is kk. So now you can see here, whenever you can hit the submit button, it's add your current element, which is Alex, and now you can say Alex again, and you can hit the submit button. So now it's saying Alex again. But if you want to insert your record at the top of your table, you can use the prepend function. So now go to your controller, refresh the page. So John at hotmail.com, password is KK, hit the submit button. So you can see you are adding the John at the top of your content, so that's why it's adding here. But I'm saying that I have to use prepend or append, sorry, not prepend, append. So that's why we have use John again, John at hotmail.com KK. So hit the submit button. So here is your last record is Shexy. So when you hit the add submit button, so John is the last record of your which you have just inserted. So now you have just created a dynamic sections using jQuery, using CRUD, and we are inserting our data by calling our Ajax request, and we are showing our data dynamically inside here. So in the next lecture I will teach you how can you edit your data using Ajax. Thank you for watching.